Look at the nominated vice president, Tim Walz. He admittedly hasn't saved a nickel, not a dime. He's in his 60s and brags that he has never owned stocks. This is so anti-American. These people have never signed a paycheck in their life. They wouldn't know how to create a single job if they were paid to. I wouldn't even hire them as managers at a McDonald's.
Mark Matson eating them up in this video. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and make sure you hit the little bell so you get notification anytime I make a video. Y'all already know what to do. You watch me enough, and if you're new to the channel, just hit the like button. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, I love when people who know what they talking about when it comes to money exposes these crazy Democrat policies. I don't know how many times I got to say it. I don't know why they didn't bring this up in the debate. I don't know how anybody that got money at all, I don't care if you are entry-level workforce or you a middle-class person or you're wealthy, how could you vote for economic policies that'll destroy America? But don't listen to me, Tatum. I got a little bit of money in the bank account. Don't listen to me. Listen to somebody that's an expert. Mark Matson is an expert. He has a very successful company, and he know what he's talking about. Wrote a clip. And I watched this beat down. That's all I want. I wish I could make a whole highlight tape, but he went on to David Harris Jr.'s show, and shout out to David Harris Jr. Y'all know who David Harris Jr. is. He went on to the show, and I just love what he had to say about the economic policies. These other, people that are broke trying to tell you about the economy is kind of laughable. But somebody that knows about the economy, that has experiences for I don't know how many years dealing with this and seeing the ebb and flow of the market and all that stuff, when they give a synopsis, it makes sense to me, and I think everybody should listen. Roll the clip. Let me stop talking.
Friends, to the Pulse. I am David Harris Jr. Well, Kamala Harris has released a tax plan that is guaranteed to crash the economy. According to her campaign, Comrade Kamala will increase the capital gains tax rate from 20% to 28%, and she wants to tax unrealized gains.
Why didn't they bring this up in the debate? What the biggest thing that people are talking about is the economy, and then it's immigration. You have a whole panel. They can go put all this stuff together about fact-checking Trump on eating animals, but they won't talk about this. This is insane. Anyway, shut up, Brandon.
Which are currently not taxed at all at a rate of 25%. Friends, that's money you haven't even made yet, getting seized by the government. No wonder we call her Comrade. She's also calling for higher income and corporate taxes. So what would it mean for your life and the country if these dangerous ideas became law? Joining me now is the author of Experiencing the American Dream, How to Invest Your Time, Energy, and Money to Create an Extraordinary Life.
Oh, speaking of it, I got the book right here. Boom. Y'all need to get this book. Incredible book, incredible story. I know Mark. Mark is an incredible man, and why you're going to find out why. And in this book has a lot of incredible information, and it just will change your life. I took the American Dream Experience. We may put the link to the American Dream Experience. There's a 2-day American Dream Experience. You can do it online too. I did it in person, me and my wife. It will literally change your life. Understanding how to have relationships with money that's positive, all that stuff. I could talk about it but the video ain't about that. All right, get you one of these books. Link is in the description section. I'll put David Harris Jr.'s show link as well, because y'all need to watch his show. It's an incredible show. Listen to Mark just whoop these people over the head with facts.
Mark Matson. Mark, thank you so much for joining me this evening. Give us your overview. Increase capital gains tax, increase corporate tax, create a unrealized gains tax. Just spell it out for us. What is all this? What would it all mean to average Americans and to our economy if Kamala Harris was to get into the Oval Office and actually sign these bills into law?
Well, I think it'd be a disaster for the American dream. I think Kamala Harris' presidency is the greatest threat to the American dream, as most people know it. It's more like the communist dream. It is an all-out attack on capital. Look, the foundation of the American dream is capitalism, and without it, we're lost as a country. There is no middle class. There is no upward mobility. There's no visualizing a better future for you and your family. And these kind of taxes are a direct attack on that. Look, you cannot have capital gains going up right now. You need them to go down. Capital gains should actually be zero. That's money you already made and then you invested for your family's future. They're also talking about having a massive estate tax going up to 65%. So entrepreneurism is critical for the American dream. To be an entrepreneur means to grow a business from 0 to 10 million, 20 million, 30 million. And they're talking about taxing that at 25% unrealized gain. And that makes you have to sell your stocks or sell your business to turn around and pay the taxes. And these are just what they're admitting. David, this is what they're admitting to. Imagine how worse it will really be if they actually get in.
I haven't heard nobody say this, what Mark just said. This is what they're admitting to. They are bold enough to say they're going to tax unrealized gains. That they're literally saying this to you. Imagine what they're going to do when they get their fangs in, and now they're hooked into the system. They're going to do whatever they want to do. They say, we're going to only tax the wealthy, the rich. What? Your capital gains, unrealized gains, forget all that. When you start saying you're going to tax, that de-incentivizes people to want to grow a big business. You know, I'm going to let Mark finish. I bust my you-know-what to build the business that I have. And I put in the work. I'm up all night. I'm stressed out over employees. I have to hire and fire people. I'm not doing this for charity. I work my butt off to build something for my family. Now, why would I do all of this work? Chest hurting half of the time. Why would I do this to build what? So they can take half of my money and give it to all kind of crazy people, legals, wars. You know, then they make you feel like, you know, why would I do all this, man? I'm just going to do regular. I ain't going to try to make this that big. It's comfortable just like this. Why would I get 25 new employees when I can just stick with the ones I got and not do much? Because they're going to rake me over the coals if I ever make some real money. Anyway.
Is it too far to say that these are absolutely, without a doubt, these are just communist, Marxist ways of handling the economy to siphon the funds from the economy, from the American people, in order to build a bigger, badder government that basically just takes over the country? And then you have communism. Is that kind of a simple explanation? It's the whole idea behind socialism.
Yeah, well, you're right, David. It's the whole idea behind communism and socialism. A capitalist thinks, how can I create value for other people? And then as a consumer, you choose to give them money for their products or services. A socialist or a communist doesn't think like that. They think, how can I confiscate money from others that created it and distribute it to my power base and myself? It's the foundation of the destruction of what the real American dream was all about and is about today. I don't want to be too pessimistic about it. I think the American dream is still very attainable and positive, but people better stand up and fight for real capitalism and real free markets, or we won't have it. Look at the nominated vice president, Tim Walz. He admittedly hasn't saved a nickel, not a dime. He's in his 60s and brags that he has never owned stocks. This is so anti-American.
So let me ask you this, real clear, cut and dry. If Kamala Harris and Tim Walz get in the Oval Office, will the American dream be dead?
I don't think it'll be dead, and here's why. Because you still got to take the Senate, you got to take Congress, and you got to take the Supreme Court, and they're nowhere near that right now. So I think there'll be a stop on the power. The founding fathers were genius in that respect. I think they'll get a lot of stuff through. But let's not forget the other two big dangers. One danger is that not even in the tax proposal is these illegal immigrants coming into our country. It's costing $200 billion a year to support them. They're bringing in drugs. They're bringing in prostitution. They're bringing in child endangerment. It's a mess for our country. And then you've got two wars right now. And is Kamala Harris going to stop those wars? I think Putin even said today that he hoped that Kamala Harris would be president. I don't think that's a good sign for her.
If Trump gets in office, what will happen with the economy?
Well, I think you'll see it to be revived and start to grow again because he actually understands what capitalism is. He knows that the best place for money is in the hands of the innovators and the entrepreneurs and the job creators, not in the hands of government. He can't be controlled by the establishment. That's why they hate him. One of the best things you can do for your American dream, fight hard for it, envision your future, invest in your children so that they understand the American dream, and vote for Donald Trump if you want the American dream to live.
Oh, my God. I don't think nobody could have said it better. You see how simple that is? And Mark is very successful. He's a very successful man, has an incredible company. Matson Money is incredible. I told y'all we went to that American Dream experience, and it changed my life. I said, let me just say this sidebar. I said, ain't no way I'm sitting in a conference for 2 days. I just ain't, I'm not doing it. I said, but let me give it a try, and it changed my life. People were in there crying and everything. It's crazy when you understand the American dream and you understand how you look at money and the future and growth and setting up your family for success, generational wealth. When you put all that stuff together, it can be a very emotional experience. And this guy happened to have the craziest story I ever heard in my life. I mean, I think I cried twice on just what Mark was saying about his upbringing and then even his marriage life. I mean, this guy is amazing. Anyway, get you one of these books. You do not want to miss the opportunity to have one of these books. The link will be in the description section. We'll also link David Harris Jr.'s his show in there, because I think y'all know David. He does an incredible job, but simple. It's like people that are successful get it. Who is Cuban them? These people, like, what are they thinking? You know how devastating that's going to be if they raise capital, they have taxes on unrealized gains? And to be honest, I think they should stop doing these regular debates, and they should do debates on subject matter, right? You do a town hall where people can start asking you about the economy. That's all they talk about is the economy. Have a town hall that all they talk about is immigration. So you can't jump and fluff and do this and do that and talk about this. No. Y'all need to spend a whole hour telling us how you're going to make the economy better. And the citizens can ask the questions, not these fake moderators and all that. The citizens can go through and ask the questions. And people like Mark, people like Elon Musk can challenge these people and say, well, what are you going to do about this? What are you going to do about this? The average person don't really know much about capital gains and stuff like that. But people who do this stuff, they know what they're talking about. And they're not going to let these people get away with just saying random stuff that don't make no economic sense. Anyway, I'm about to have a stroke in here messing with y'all. Anyway, shout out to Mark. Shout out to David. I'll see y'all in the next one.